All right, cool. So we episode 8 back. Welcome back to Long Term Talks. Um, as y'all know, whether you know or you don't know, long term talks. You know what I mean. We had conversations about long term things, whether it's beneficial, could be unbeneficial, how you gonna get out that situation, or if it is beneficial, how you gonna stay in that situation. So today I got my brother here with me, my left hand man, my boy Shay,
Yes, sir.
my brother, my roommate, my workout partner, my everything. You know what I mean? That's my guy.
Yeah.
But we here today. Our topic of conversation is A2B Car Services. So A2B Car Services is a dual business that we started,
For sure.
and the long term benefit with this is just business. You know what I mean? It's a business that we've seen profits from, and that's why it's gonna be a long term thing for us. But
For sure.
start off though, how you feeling, man? Let the people know how you feeling. If you want to introduce yourself, however you want to carry it, but
I mean, at the moment, this is up to date. It's my first interview. So,
yeah, you're a little starstruck right now.
yeah, it's a little bit, but I'm getting comfortable.
Facts.
Yeah. Um,
How you doing?
peace first of all, peace and blessings to everybody out there.
Facts.
Thank you for having me on Long Term Talks. It's definitely grateful to be here.
First, not the last time. Yeah.
For sure, this is definitely a preliminary experience. So we're gonna definitely, like you said, just scratching the surface at this point. But like you said, we definitely gonna get into our endeavor, a dual business endeavor, a partnership, the seed we planted, A to B.
Let's talk about it.
I mean,
What's the first memory? How far can we date back to where
well, like
we
I
just
was
got
telling you,
ignited?
remember when we was just walking through the airport? I was just telling you when we was looking at all them the big mainstream rental companies.
Right, six and all that,
And all that, and
Enterprise.
the rental and Hertz, and I was just kind of envisioning A to B up there. But like I was saying, you kind of initiated the connection with the car thing, because I remember I was just telling you, it was at the dealership, and I think I was just home. I don't know, I was probably doing anything, and you called me like, bro, what you doing? I'm like, I'm chilling. You was like, I'm about to buy a car. You want? I'm about to buy a car. You want to come and get on this with me? I'm like, I mean, yeah, like that's something you don't even say no. That's something that
Yeah,
you just, it's a random question.
where that was like,
So that's like the risk factor, which we can get into a little bit. The risk factor, which were at that point we wasn't even considering the constraints or the risk at the moment. We was just kind of diving right into it.
just action, in the action mode.
Right. So like I remember getting to the dealership, and one, I didn't know which car you were getting. Two, I've never seen a check at the time. I've never seen a check for
I pulled up with the check.
$21,000 Navy Federal check.
That's
Right.
that's a little plug right here for y'all.
Right.
Never go to the dealership and have them finance you. You pull up with the bread.
Yeah, we can get it all into
Yeah,
that.
like-
We're gonna talk about how to approach the dealers and how to talk and the lingo you use and the information you come with, all that. But
Go ahead, continue that little story though.
yeah. Not to digress, but from when I pulled up, those was two things. I'm like, yo, I don't know what car we about to buy, because at this point it was a we thing. You like, cuz come on, like, it's a we thing now. And then two, I've never seen a Navy Federal check
That check was
for
a hefty
21,000. It
That
was just like,
hard.
all right. I'm like, bro, so what you about to do with it? You like, I'm about to just buy a car and finance it back. I think it was 0% APR for 18 months.
Was
at the
it?
time, because it was, I believe.
Nah, that's the Navy Fidelity thing you may be thinking about.
So I'm talking about the Navy Federal. It was a certain amount of period where you didn't have to pay at all, and I believe it was for another 18 months.
Nah, that was Fidelity.
Okay.
That was Fidelity.
So off the rip, because I don't remember,
Because Navy Federal was just a loan.
we paid that back through another car we bought two cars down the line. Remember, we was paying that with the accent with the blue car. So I don't even at one point when we bought Snowball, and just to disclose, we named all of our vehicles
Snowball. Shout
And
out
she
to
was the
shout out to
first one.
Snowball.
Snowball, man.
Then
So
we got who came after Snowball?
well, we had Red Hot. already.
Red
Yeah,
Hot came after Snowball.
Yeah.
I had a little greed. You know what I mean? I wanted that. I wanted to get the ball rolling. Man. I ain't even gonna hold you. I wanted to get the ball rolling.
Nah, for real. Because
When-
it was excitement at that point.
Basically,
Yeah. Because
Basically.
did we? I don't remember. After we left the dealership, after you purchased the car, 'cause I remember being there all day.
mind you, I didn't even get the car I went there for. I ended up getting a better car off Alex. I remember the name. Alex's recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Hyundai. It's a 2017 Hyundai Ioniq, a hybrid.
Right.
And you get like for people that know, you get like damn near 75 miles per gallon, like when driving on a highway, which is crazy. It's a hybrid, so it's normal for a hybrid, but on average, cars be getting anywhere from 25 to 35.
And that was the first time I even seen like a hybrid or something like that type of car when you pulled it up.
And then it had the sport mode that I didn't discover until the whole dash turn red. I didn't discover until almost a year later. Jove did it.
No, I did it.
No, I never seen when you did it.
Oh.
Jove took when he rented it, he took a picture of it.
Right.
And I'm like, what car are you in right now?
Snowball was, I like the Snowball.
That's the one.
She was definitely the one that kept us afloat for some time. She was with us like through the rough times, like when we had training wheels on. So she was kind of like that buggy. You ever seen
She was a crash dummy.
You ever seen Disney Channel movie with the punch buggy? I think it was called Buggy or something like that. And it was
I know what you're talking about. And it was like a bumper car movie, like right? Like
the car was like freaking alive though.
Yeah, it was like he had I think I know
Derby. I think it's called Derby, something like that. But that's what she was to us. And I'm saying she, but
it's funny how we label it as a girl.
And then after the dealership situation, did we move in together, or was that was
yes? This is all the same time. So we coming out of, for more context, we coming out of the pandemic year of school. So we doing Morgan from Jersey,
right,
at the crib,
right.
I remember bro pulling up to my crib. We had a same class.
Word.
We was trying to do the final together.
Nah, we was cheating. We was cheating.
Nah, we was definitely finessing that. It didn't even work out though, because it was.
I think we both ended up passing the class.
That's all that
to
mattered.
That point, yeah.
That's all that mattered. But yeah, we went from that to getting that car that summer, because every August I got to renew my registration. So we bought that car in August.
Right. Right
and
before
then
we came out here, it was like late August.
We went to school in August. Classes started.
Yeah, that was like late August.
What's shorty name? Our first runner.
Tiffany.
You remembering the name?
Tiffany.
You remembering the names? Word.
Bro.
Nah, yo. Facts. Tiffany got us right.
Mm-hmm.
She let us see that first little bread. It was like, all right, this young gonna be worth it.
Right.
And then we ran into
Melissa. That was 2 cars down the line. We gotta stay on Snowball for a little bit more, because Snowball
is the one.
Snowball was the one. She was the one where we experienced our first hire car. I'm sorry, excuse me. Our first get around.
Tell them what hire car get around Toro. Tell them what that is.
All right, so boom. Let's digress a little bit and go back to A2B, because how we operate, all that ties into it. So what we do is at the moment, and what we've been doing for like the past year or so, is ride sharing through ride share apps. And
right.
These apps are such as Turo, which is the most popular, I would say.
I would say so too.
It's growing. Get Around, and then Hire Car. And it's a bunch of other platforms, such as ones you can specifically rent trucks or like flatbeds or different type of like cars specifically for different reasons. But we mainly operated on the Turo at first. That was our first preliminary, because that was the most accessible. That's one we knew.
I think that was like the only one we knew at
right.
that point.
And we was comparing, and then we did Get Around, but we were comparing the two to Facebook and Instagram.
Right.
Facebook being
Get Around,
and Instagram being Turo, which is the most popular one.
To his point, like it was the type of customer you would get. So like Get Around, you would get like people, and no offense to anybody.
Right,
it's just, y'all gonna get our point when we say this, but like you're gonna get the Facebook, you know what I mean? Facebook get a little ratchet, a little raunchy, like, you know what I mean? You'll see some stuff on there. Yeah, where, and then Instagram, Turo, you can find more professionals on there, and they even got filters where you can only rent to people that's 25 and up and 30 and up, and it's a lot more like you can be in Miami, you can rent a Lamborghini or a Rolls Royce off Turo. So
right,
that's how Turo gives.
And not even specifically touching on the demographic of people that it targeted, rather than how the app actually operated.
That too.
Like Get Around,
Word.
Get Around was so free with the rentals and the restrictions, and they just can let somebody book, and somebody book your car, you won't even know.
You won't even know.
But as far as Turo, it's kind of more stipulations and clearance and steps you got to go through to where as though you ain't gonna be blindsided. But
Right, at all.
It's been a couple times where we woke up like, yo, your car rented. It's not even here no more. Like, yeah, it's on Get Around. We're like, damn, we ain't even know the car was
gone. And like another cool thing about Get Around too is the telematics that they do. You get what's bro name again? What's bro? Keith will pull up. He'll put the kill switch. You get a kill switch, a GPS tracker. Mm-hmm. And that's really it.
That's really it. But that's essential. We're gonna talk about that too. But
that's that kind of like and we could talk. We can elaborate and talk about stuff as we go.
Mm-hmm. Okay, chopping it up anyway, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying like we don't have to worry about circling back to something. We could just talk about it in that moment. Mm-hmm. But the Get Around, the GPS tracker and the kill switch change it like security. One thing we found out, security and insurance.
Security.
And insurance is the most important thing.
It's so important. That was one of the first things we kind of looked into when we had one car trying to scale into a bigger fleet. We're like, all right, we need certain insurance to, one, insure ourselves against the car, and then to insure the renters from when they driving as well. But back to you said like the telematics, with that aspect with your business, the car business, that's so essential because we still use that to this day, and my car barely get used on Get Around at the moment, but I still use the telematics.
You know where it's at though,
right?
And where that car's at.
You can kind of translate that through different platforms. Remember that one platform we was trying to use to integrate everything? What was that called?
I thought that was gonna be the greatest thing ever. What was the name
ever?
Of that?
It's supposed to be.
You remember?
Yeah, I remember.
I don't.
That's why I'm asking you the question. Like you asked me the question.
I don't like.
It was called Car Sync.
Car Sync for sure.
Car Sync.
Car Sync was cool. It was bringing calendars together, so you can never miss a beat. Basically,
right.
You can see everything at one place because we was flipping between 3 different apps, and like bro said, like somebody a book while we sleep will wake up and then miss. You know what I mean? The car don't be ready, and then it's kind of just like sloppy business for real. But that was part of the learning experience, and but that John, it all came along though.
It definitely came along because it was a seed that was planted. I don't want to say unintentionally because when you plant a seed, the seed is already destined to be what it's supposed to become, right? So the way we were going about it was kind of
we wanted to like.
Yeah, we were like looking at the plant, looking at the tree, knowing what the seed is, but still trying to nurture where we're at because at the moment we still was one in school, two our living situation was kind of
we had mad other shit going.
Was so unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? And Pete, bro, when we first did that, I was sleeping on somebody's couch. When we first bought that car, when we first started this business, the LLC, I was on Miss Thomas' couch.
Right.
You know?
Right. So I forgot you even stayed there, gang.
Together.
Where we definitely wasn't.
Still handling business. And then we ended up moving in together.
That's what I'm saying. Got me like reminiscing crazy.
That's what I'm saying. We supposed to. This is why I said this is gonna be the first talk this of many because
for sure.
We don't even we could have a lot of segues, but for sure, and then like I said, when we started living together, it made the business so synchronistic to the point where we were balancing each other out when it comes to the business, but also being new. It was kind of new to me living with a roommate. I mean, like not living with a roommate, but like kind of living with somebody else that in depth.
Like you had a roommate in college, right?
Yeah,
like
Maddie's been my only roommate. Shout out to Maddie. That was my only roommate.
I think our biggest difference was we was in a crib.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like we it wasn't no dorm shit. Like we was in a crib for sure.
And it was it wasn't. Nah, we was already fake locked in at that point. But I was about to say we knew each other from high school, but that wasn't the first intimate interaction we had because I was still coming through in third good. Marble.
It was pulling up on you.
You know what I'm saying? It was still very interactive. You know.
Nah, but we locked in different though. Like
it got
inevitable.
to a different point. That's what I'm saying. It was kind of a risk factor. The fear they call it the terrier barrier. Like I wasn't scared, but if you was to explain it out and put it on paper, you'd be like, oh, you're supposed to be a little afraid of that. Like you wasn't supposed to do that the way you did it. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be a little bump in the road. But
think twice about it.
You know what I'm saying? But looking back on it, it's definitely a beauty because you can measure how far you've come. You know what I'm saying? From when you talk like this and when you reminisce on the times like that, it's so essential to cherish the past, but not to kind of cope with it.
Facts. Let me stop you there. Good point. Let's talk about, to that point, let's talk about some of the things we have learned from this A2B car business we've been doing. Because we, you know what I mean? We had like a little restructure phase.
Right.
So at an initial point, we were trying to, you know what I mean? We want like 30 cars. We want to be enterprise. We want to be, but then, I don't know, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I could be speaking for both of us, or I could be speaking for what I was thinking, but I just feel like we were trying to, I don't know if scaling was the best thing. Because this business does come with a good amount of overhead. Like, it's expenses there. Like, and then I didn't want us to try to obtain too much, like he said, with everything we had going on. We was in school. We didn't really know what we was doing. We were just learning. And, you know what I mean? We just had a lot around it. Like, is it the smartest idea? And then we didn't know where we was going to put 30, 40 cars and how we was even going to get them. So it was kind of like, all right, bet, let's dial back and let's get you some cars. Let's make sure we each have something in our own. It's kind of like how we got our B.609 thing. We got to bring it's like the mafia. Everybody has a seat at the table.
Right.
So let's look at it like that, opposed to us, because I knew to myself personally, I didn't want like an enterprise anymore. All I needed was like 5 cool cars, three snowballs, and maybe like 2 luxury cars, and this would be some cool supplement income. So let's pull back and look at it like that. And one thing that we I want to talk about how we acquired. What was the blue car name? She even get a name?
Nah, she got a name.
Every car got a name.
The accent, the blue accent. Dang.
Word.
It was something crazy.
Either way.
Rolly.
It was Rolly. Was really low Rolly. Word. You good with them names.
Yeah, man. That's my beta. They was our kids, man.
Yeah, for sure. And that's a kid that came and went. So so it was a point where Fidelity was handing out some money. I'm trying to was it the credit card? Like,
no,
how did I get that bread? Like,
it was a business incentive. I believe it was a business incentive directed only to business owners, because I think Mont told you about it, or if it's vice versa, you told Mont about it. He used it to his advantage with the business he has. But you were just you had acquired it or had access to it because you've been a member for so long. So that was like some incentive. Program.
They really did send that in the mail.
And it was like, cuz here, like, you've been da-da-da. It's kind of just putting it on you type of thing. And it was like, why wouldn't I utilize this asset, capital at the moment, to do X, Y, and Z?
Right.
You know? And I think, did Mont end up utilizing that?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Because you put him
I don't even know if he even really got it. Like,
because remember, I was trying to get it. This is all,
he got the credit card.
And this is, throughout this journey, one thing I can say is that I've acquired a lot of financial knowledge as far as being close to you, and that's why I use you for, my master trader, my master financial person. And I know I've got Navy Federal from being with you, Fidelity being with you, Money Markets, Charles Schwab, M1 Finance. My finances definitely are more organized since we've done that. And to your point about touching back on what you said about the more so, it was a partnership separation in the company still, because we're not separated as a company. But it was more so of we're going to handle things differently.
Yeah, right.
Restructure,
right? Facts.
And in that moment, I remember the date. It was April 17th or 19th when you had that meeting with all of us, because at that point, Jove and Mont were involved in the cars in some type of way.
Oh, they tried. Yeah,
they were kind of. Our brother Jove had a car, and we were trying to pull him along. And he saw what we were doing. We like, all right, bet we about to just put you on, and you about to see how this work type of thing, instead of trying to step by step explain it, because we still trying to figure it out.
Right.
So we're like, bro, just come and be around. And then Mont, which is Dante's biological brother, also my brother too. He was supposed to be a silent, quote unquote, silent investor.
Facts.
So he was. That's why he was using. This is where all that check comes from. He was supposed to use that money to buy a whole car to put into the business, and he just want to reap some benefits.
Right.
And then when that date came, when Tay had that epiphany of wanting to take his own lane seriously and wanting that for everybody else. Essentially,
Right.
that's what it really was.
Right.
That's how I looked at it because it was a polarity thing.
Yeah,
I could have
facts.
looked at it like, damn, cuz on some.
So why you trying?
Yeah, on some.
I wanted us to fill our cups up first,
Exactly.
and then we do big business. Like we gotta have a business and then go do big business.
And was that still in 21 or 22?
20?
I don't think that was last year.
Now.
That was
it felt like 2 years
21.
ago. Nah, cause I
So we
yes,
went to Invest Fest in 22. That had to be
right.
21.
That was definitely 21.
So since then, even though the journey for me kind of been like was started in like when we first bought the car, but then it was like another separate journey that started again. Like
When you got cars, right?
yeah, when you said that statement, because I had to like
right.
look within more. So I'm like, damn, like, all right, because I kind of being transparent. We was balancing each other out, but I depended on you to do a lot of interpersonal things and kind of minute things that we needed, but I depended on you. Like I know I probably wouldn't keep up the way that bro was doing it. And some simple, like we got the book right here, but simple like writing all the passwords down and things of being organizing rather.
Right.
Organized. That was the thing.
The back of the house, the admin work.
Right, that I lacked and that you brought the balance to, and that's why we were so perfect when it came to those rooms we were in. It was kind of like, all right, I know what to say, and I know bro gonna say that kind of thing. You feel me? That's how I always looked at it.
Facts, and vice versa. You had me what I used to always say, and for lack of a better term, like sometimes you just gotta not give a fuck.
Yeah.
And like you just gotta act on some things, or you just gotta just forget about some things, or it's like along the lines of stop sweating the small stuff. Some stuff you just gotta overlook, step over. It's like it's fine to just forget about it. Like I had learned that to you. Like you just take a little more action, and you know what I mean. It's not gonna be the end of the day if something fell too. Like
right, because you can always we can make this what it is. That's at the end of the day. That's one thing I'm learning. You know, it's like you said, I'm looking at this quote right now on the back of the wall. It says, "You bring the vision, we bring it to life." So I heard this quote on my way here. It said of a famous artist. They always wonder how he get to create these beautiful murals and these pictures and these captivating murals, right? And he said he dreams his paintings and he wakes up and paints his dreams.
Ooh.
So it's simple about the vision thing we talk about when you can transmute your visions into reality. Just as forth we came upon the A2B logo. A2B logo started.
I'm gonna have that on the screen for y'all.
A2B logo, yeah. A2B logo came. You gotta put this one in there too. A2B logo. Is
it on there?
It's right there.
The new one.
No, the old one.
Oh, okay. I was seeing if you had the new one though. That's. Whoa.
Sleep.
I forgot about that.
These is things we did. That's
merch.
It's a lot of. That's what I'm saying. Back to the seeds we planted, and I wouldn't do it no other way. I don't regret anything because the way we did it, it was the foundation to go back and touch on those things that we already did and just scale from there.
Right.
Instead of trying to start over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
All that stuff was valuable. It may have not just been the time for it, but it was supposed to get done. We did it. We did things to as far as they could go.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And then it's not until another point in your life to where you can pull it a little further. Just exactly what you just said. And that's important with everything. Like, that's good food for thought, so to speak.
For sure.
Let's bring them up to speed on where we're gonna
go back to the cars.
Yes. So we got Snowball, then I ended up getting Red Hot, which is a cool Camry.
You had the Kia before that, didn't you? Because I'm trying to think. You didn't have a car before Snowball. What was you driving?
Oh, that was my car.
I know that.
Yeah. That was my first baby, a Kia Optima. Kia. I was pulling up to work in that joint. That was my favorite. That was a hybrid too.
So how did Snowball? Oh, I think I drove Snowball down there to Baltimore the first time.
Yes.
And that's why I told you I
remember you smoked them out in it too. I was tight.
I ain't gonna lie. That's how I found I had sports mode. Yeah, that's what it. Yeah, bro. All I'm thinking is, this is so new to me. I'm like, bro, I ain't never have a car that like wasn't mine to drive because it's technically not yours to drive either. It's because when we bought into it, it's like it was the company car.
We got it. Yeah.
So when we was talking about it, it's like, oh, it's the company car. So I'm taking care of it, but it's like you got a company credit card. You don't want to lose the card, but we go out, I'm swiping it. Like that's on them.
I'm gonna use it when you know what I mean. Yeah, I feel you. That's a good knowledge.
Every time we had to go back to Jersey,
like we use
Snowball.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Like that's another thing why I didn't want us doing too much because really we still gotta live just as much as we want a business. Like we don't really got all the capital. Just had the business go do its own thing. So to his point, sometimes we gotta use that card to go bust moves because it's, you know what I mean, it just make our life easier, and we just got to tap into those things at that point of our life.
And we still got to pay the bill at the end of the month.
And we still got to pay the bill at the end of the month. So.
or rather, it still has to get paid.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
It still got to get paid.
Well said. Word. So we end up Snowball. And so I had my Kia. That's a personal view though. Snowball came. Red Hot came.
For the Kia. Traded in for a Kia.
Yes. Yup. Wow. Yeah. Word. I definitely did that.
Because you still had to pay on it. That's why we brought it into the business. Because we're like, all right, if you gotta pay for it, we might as well utilize the information we know.
Right.
This is another we can branch off into this. About like cars that need to make payments, and if you can't supplement those payments through just working every day, there is an outlet to where as though you can give your car to us. It's not saying it's out blatantly, but when a business plan come out, but you essentially put your car on these platforms and make extra income to equate to that bill at the end of the month.
Well, and might have some after.
Right.
No, I'm sorry. The goal is to have some after.
Right.
We will work numbers out to where you will. The goal is always to have profit in business. So but at the least, you're gonna get your note paid for at least half or something. Like it's not, you won't be paying the full thing out of pocket, and that's kind of like how it is.
With the comfortability of still upkeeping your own schedule, because that's the whole incentive. We want to work around your schedule,
passive,
to benefit,
right? To have that passive income.
And nothing really. I had to stop using that word passive because I don't be feeling like some things are passive, but even when they're passive, they're still working to like my benefit. So I don't even like passive. Is just.
I think the passive aspect is you don't really have to do too much to get it. Like kind of like dividends with stocks. Like you just throw money in and then you passively get dividends. Like it's you're not physically working for it.
But I still had to aggressively put that work in to acquire that passive. Like if I didn't know what I knew, I wouldn't even be able to obtain passive income.
Okay, I get your point. I get your point. I get your point. I get your. That's something we could. That's a good debate.
Be like that.
Nah, it's a fact though. That's a fact though.
Passively, I forget about it sometimes. Oh, I got 3 condos over there. I forgot they was making money. Yeah, that's cool. But why you forget you making money over there? I get it, but like, I want to be now. It's to the point I want to be on top of it. And I swear, bro. That April, I believe it's April 17th. I gotta go back and check on it. But when
what was
we had
this?
That talk,
B.609 day?
The first ever you broke down. It was on some like.
Called bro on the phone. Called you on the phone.
You called. You like we have a meeting.
Yeah.
It wasn't even on B. It wasn't B.609 yet. It was just us 4. You like I want to talk to all y'all.
Oh, word! I just like you said, epiphany.
It was epiphany. And it hit me so hard because at that moment, I had to ask myself a question of, and this is why a lot of Bill really came into play. So heavy because it made me depend on myself. Within the business we already had, the A2B Car Service was really the full-fledged business at the moment. But knowing what I wanted to do and knowing who I wanted to be, I had to really reflect at that moment, like, oh shit, is this it? Like, who am I? You feel me? And at that moment, like, I used to ask myself, like, damn, can I really do this? Can I do this? Like, what I want to do? And something within me, bro, was like, you the one. Like, just as simple as that. And you gotta believe it. And when you start believing it, putting faith behind it, and start putting consistent execution and action behind it,
here we go.
It starts to transmutate into real life.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and that's
indeed.
why when we kind of branched apart, we started, and like you said, for lack of better terms, filling our own cups up. So that way we can pour into others.
Yes.
And that's why I like the word inspire, bro. It really inspired me to understand a lot of things. You know what I'm saying?
That was the purpose of that, John. Not just you, everybody that was involved.
And at that moment, you was just on some like, that's why it was so unconscious. And I can attest this back to you buying the car. And I'm looking back on it, and a lot of things that we do or that involves me and you, they're kind of unconsciously, purposely done for the betterment of us. You know what I'm saying? If not just you, but us. Like when I say that, it's like you bought the car. You knew what you want to do, but you kind of didn't know what you want to do.
Right.
You didn't know it was going to be this.
Right.
And you said that at the moment. You knew what you wanted to do, but it's like, all right, I don't know what they're going to do, but I know it's going to be beneficial for them. If not, I'm still going to do what I do to benefit y'all.
Right. That's crazy.
It's so crazy because that's how just decisions get made, bro.
You're seeing this shit nice and clear.
Be clear now. That's why I said this right now.
Exactly what's going on.
Soak into this, John.
Nah, that's a fact. I can't wait to have that B.609 pod.
Yeah,
we're gonna touch on so much.
it's a lot to touch on. We gotta do that on our own time because it's a lot to touch on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even different segments and different parts. And when, like you say, it feel like coming into work. The more we do this, it start feeling.
Nah, this is about to be real regular for me. Like I feel nice and comfortable here. Like I love it
for sure.
But back to the cars though. Let's
at that point, let's talk about the branch off in the car situation.
Right, because I want to get into where Swerve and
Midnight.
Midnight.
Midnight, cuz.
Oh, I feel bad for Midnight, yo. Midnight. Go ahead, tell them your story of when you got your cars.
At the peak of our.
When was this? You got dates and timestamps on this?
Cause this is March and April.
This is like 22. After what though? Like when?
This is April, or this is April and May rather. I'm sorry. Because after the talk we had, that's what I'm saying.
This is put
a fire under my ass.
Right.
It was like, all right, nigga, what you about to do?
Facts,
Who are you?
Facts.
So at the peak of our expansion, I want to stop calling it separation. I would call it expansion. When we started expanding, we had 5 cars. That's the peak.
We had 5 at one point.
Boom.
Word.
So when we did that, boom.
Angel was in the mix too.
Angel was in the mix. RP.
Word.
Angel, you feel me? It's not even. She's still around.
She's for a better cause right now.
For sure.
But go ahead.
When we had thought about that expansion epiphany that Tay had, I don't know if it was the next week, bro. It might have been like 2 weeks after that. Maybe it was quick. Cause I said that happened April. I got a car at the end of April 20th or something.
We was right at the dealer seat.
You feel me? And I think I wanted to go the next day. You like, bro, just wait till the end of the month. That's when the cars going.
That's another plug.
Boom.
Yep.
Matter of fact, bro, it was April and May. I bought the Kia first, Midnight. I bought her April, I believe, 28th.
Little Elantra or something like that, right?
Kia Elantra. You feel me? From Patriot Autos. And
Patriot, word.
That's a conversation for a different day. Because that's a whole business.
We're going to have a part 2 to this.
That's a business back end.
Definitely deserve a part 2, 3, and 4.
You know what I'm saying? So I got that from Patriot Autos. And they did. That was my first time actually sitting through a car buying process. And I'm grateful for that experience because it gave me a well-rounded perspective on one. My reason of being there was kind of different from the average reason of being there. I'm going and acquiring a car for business. You know what I'm saying?
And that's how you translate your points.
That's how my point is getting translated. So, but rather, I have enough discernment to understand if I was in here acting like a regular person for a car, the impact that it would have negatively on everything else I had going on. You know what I'm saying?
Completely.
So it kind of, like I said, well-rounded my perspective on the car buying process and gave me a little bit insight to what to do and what not to do. You know what I'm saying? What to look for, what not to look for. But after we got, you was with me the whole way to both of these car buying process. After we got snaked out of the car, and I swear this was so diligently done because after we got the paperwork, I looked right at it. That's how much business we on. I got the paperwork from Patriot Auto, we got the car, and we start seeing, you start
getting notifications on your phone.
Yeah, what's that? So that was just the doing our homework, and then, like I said, staying level-headed, staying temperament at the time, because at the time we still have a vision in play. You know what I'm saying? Even though we expanding in different lanes on the same highway, we still have the same destination. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, once we found out what Patriot Autos was doing on the back end, just doing kind of a lot of wacky stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Running credit.
It was just real.
Doing, bro.
But like I said, I polarize everything to the point where I don't even look at it like, they try to get me.
Nah, that's what they all do. That's what they do. It's up to us to come in correctly.
Right, and assess it, correctly assess it.
I believe we tried that with you too. It just you had no credit. Like, you just had no credit history. You were just new to the game.
That's
so
another thing.
We can only do what we could do. Like, that was what it came down to. Is him getting his credit ran all crazy. But, you know what I mean? It turned out he got 2 cars.
And this is where it benefited us, and that's what I'm saying, staying level-headed in the first situation with Patriot Autos. We went to your guy where you got red hot from, which is a 2021 Camry. Toyota Camry. Fresh off the lot. 0 miles been there, right?
Hell no.
It wasn't brand new?
Hell no.
This shit wasn't brand new, cuz?
Nah.
I thought must be paying for it. I think, damn.
You would think, right?
You would think.
But it was close to it. Don't get me wrong. I bought it in the year it came out. I would say that. But I think it had 30 on it.
That's not that bad. But like the year it came out was maybe what I was kind of trying to refer to.
Yeah.
But when we bought.
It was a newborn.
Facts. We bought Sting, which is the 2019 Nissan Maximum from who?
All right, Midnight came from the Patriot, so we got Sting from. You got that from Coons, right? Yeah, my boy, my Jamaican boy in the financial office. You signed on the digital John. Word from Coons, kid.
Big TV signature on the table. I ain't never been a part of
Yo,
that
that was
before.
tough.
Bro,
That's tough technology.
He put the contract up in front of me. He said it was one screen on your side too. It was two big screens. He said just scroll down and sign. I'm like,
shit was hard.
I'm like, all right, so what do we do after this? Like, if I'm signing on this, where is my after this? He said,
gave him the
flash drive.
Paperless.
Bro, I still had that flash drive just in case. I still got the car, so I'm like,
yeah, I still got mine too.
You heard? I was about to throw it away yesterday. I was cleaning my room out. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna keep it. So that's how relevant this is. This work is still, you know what I mean, prefrontal. But all right, so after we got Sting, I got two cars.
Which one you get first? Midnight first, right?
Midnight for April and May, bro. I swear to God, I remember just like that, April and May. You feel me?
Got to get them within the same 30 days before that first car show up in your credit report.
Right. So those are another gems that we were learning on the way, which kind of we knew, but we were kind of testing. Like, all right,
really.
That's why we just jumped in here first to this. We walked right into this 2 feet in. You feel me? And we wasn't trying to second guess ourselves at no point to where as though we can fail. To the point where we tried to enter for pitch competitions remember that?
Yo, we was in what was the name of that John? Dang. I forgot what it was, but it was like some Shark Tank thing. We tried to propose our car business to it. That video was tough. The video in Seabis.
Commercial.
The commercial in Seabis was tough. We made it to almost the final round, but they wasn't really jacking it.
Yeah, I don't know why that.
It's risky.
I mean, the industry is risky, but it's a profit margin there to where it can be capitalized, and that's where we just got to do more research and more entry points to where as though it can be clearly,
explained and laid out, because that could have been it too.
I believe it's still it, because at the moment I'm still kind of nurturing the A2B, because at the moment when we decided for the pitch competition, we had to write a whole business model, so that also turned different tunes in our thinking process about what we wanted A2B to be.
Exactly.
So from then on, bro, I've been looking at it from a standpoint of only trying to deal with, when it comes to the rentals, I only want to kind of deal with college campuses, you know what I'm saying? And then outside on the car service part, build a network that's worth having, to where as though we have people that detail, people that fix cars, people that paint cars, people that change tires, people that do engine changes, oil changes, and things of that nature. So that way it's a more collective, gregarious, you know what I'm saying, feeling around it, rather than it's just
car, like we got everything for you.
Everything.
Nice little one-stop shop.
Right. Under an umbrella, spread out on a network. Like, it don't gotta just be in Baltimore. Right. Like, we know people, and that's the one thing that we kind of prioritized ourselves on when starting a business, was building relationships well. You know what I'm saying? Building healthy, substantial, and optimal relationships, to where as though we can go back on those relationships now. Like you said, we mentioned a lot of people. We didn't mention our first bank teller, which is Karen. Shout out Karen.
Word.
Shout out Karen, man. She gave us one of our first business bank accounts with PNC. That's a great starter bank account as well.
And we learned a good thing from her, that to even get any type of business credit, you got to at least have 2 years of filed tax returns, filed taxes within that business name.
Right.
For anybody gonna look at you any serious for any money.
That was and like I said, we were so open to learning when we was going out throughout this process. The relationships we were building were kind of like, what's it called? Dang, I forgot what is just meant to happen. I forgot that word.
Destined, like?
Yeah, I just got a brain fog.
Yeah,
like, they were just meant to be, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it was a transactional / transformational relationship,
right,
with each person. You know what I'm saying? We actually learned, and we gave them something in return.
Right. Everything we've been through got, like, A2B basically sizzling right now.
Right.
Like, sure. It's sizzling. Sizzling is the perfect word.
Or I like keeping the plant analogy.
Oh, all right. So right now, like the I say the seed probably got roots in the, like
For sure.
it's growing south instead of north yet. It's like it's getting a crazy foundation right now, and it's sizzling. It's like we going through like a pendant moment. Like we still watering there every day, we doing it, but it's about to get maximized. So one thing we got to start doing though, I can't wait to Snowball get out the shop. Like it's been there for that's another thing. Like it's ups and downs. Like bro got midnight, like he lost midnight, like it got totaled. You know what I mean? But it's cool because insurance took care of that how it's supposed to go. That's why insurance makes sense. And same thing with my situation. Insurance makes sense because I'm getting these repairs done, and don't have to pay anything. Like, my deductible came out the amount. Well, I do got to pay something, just my deductible, but it's better than paying thousands of dollars for repairs that you didn't even do. So
personal car. Right.
And insurance matters, but one thing we got to start when it come back out, we got to start contributing to that A2B account, just for no reason right now.
Right.
Just to have a little, you know what I mean, a little fun sitting there, a little bit of our proceeds, but
because we still had at the peak. Like I always like to talk about the peak because that gives you more inspiration, rather than the motivation to keep going. Because at the peak we had everything of a successful business at the time. We had like 5 bank accounts. We had a lot of things going on, and it was just overwhelming to the point where our cup wasn't big enough at the time. We were trying to overflow it, and I like the word you used at the time was analysis paralysis. Was one thing that we had to dial back on, because once you are exposed to too much of something, it becomes, potent in negativity. You know what I'm saying? You start to feel a way about it. You know what I'm saying? So it was like we had to step back and kind of center ourselves on what we actually wanted A to B to be, rather than just trying to keep filling this little ass cup that's overflowing. You feel me? You got the little ass ketchup cup. You like, can I get a bigger John? You keep coming back. Hella, you gotta keep filling up. Like, no, just get a bigger John.
Just calm down.
Go
get it wholesale.
Go get the big ass John.
Make it worth it.
Make it worth it, bro. So that was one thing I had learned too about diversifying and organizing first. You feel me? Before you try to go into it, and maybe this is when I started really doing a lot of research, because it made me think. Like I said, that when you had that epiphany, I had epiphany sometime before that, but it kind of just connected at that point. Maybe that was the polarity, the yin and yang. I had one part, I just didn't have the other, and then when you said it, it kind of just like, oh shit,
switches be flipping.
You feel me? I started kind of dialing into the way that we think. You know what I'm saying? The way that our actions control everything on the outside, and our thoughts. Where do thoughts come from? Where they go? How do they affect us? You know what I'm saying? And at the time, there was a lot of information being displayed. And at that time,
this was the NFT days,
bro. That's what I'm telling you, bro. It was the age of Aquarius. That's what it was, essentially. And the age of Aquarius brings on the age of information. So,
isn't that what you are?
No, I'm a Libra.
Oh, Libra, right.
And guess what the sign of Libra is?
Aquarius.
Balance. No.
Balance. The Jones. Right.
The yin and yang. Right. So the German man. That's how I always look at us. The yin and yang. I had black forces all the time. You had white forces. But it was so balanced to where we go in these rooms and we so unified and synchronistic to where as though our ideals are whatever we make them.
Yo, we ain't even scratched the surface.
That's what I'm saying, bro. This is just perfect. I really needed this because
this pod?
Yeah, because it's so universally ironic. Well, I don't even like to use the word irony, but it's so universal to the point where right after you decided to, you like, yo, you want a pod that we saw each other in the crib? My man's that got a podcast. It's called Versatility Podcast. I'm gonna be on there soon.
Look, back to back early.
So I'm constituting my words now, and I'm saying getting a great ideology put together in a philosophy to where as though it can be disseminated and easily reciprocated, rather.
Right.
It could be rather easily to understand. So.
More of this would definitely get you right with that, because you got the lexicon. Like, you got some good words. You pulling out some words I never even heard before. I'm like, yeah, my boy.
Bro, it's weird, bro. I don't know what is that. Like you said, the switch, cuz I have never been that way, bro. I've never been.
It's this, the switch. All you got to do is hear the certain words in a certain way. It don't even matter who it come from sometimes, and it just click. It like literally, it just, we really be having missing pieces to things, or we just be thinking about things in a wrong way, and then we just get that flip switch. Like,
can I go deeper on you right quick?
Go ahead.
Pause. I want to.
Crazy.
No, that was
That
crazy.
was crazy.
That was
We're gonna move along though.
But the frequency thing, actually vibrating to what you want to attract. Remember how we touched on in the meetings we had, like the law of attraction is the one that's mostly focused on, like, I want to attract, I want to manifest these things. But what we talked about and what we found out was that preliminary to that has to be the law of vibration. You have to vibrate at what you want to attract. So if you're not vibrating, you're not doing conducive things to produce the results you want in your life, you'll never attract what you truly want.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So in a sense,
Facts.
when these things click, it's like, damn, I'm doing certain things that I know I gotta kind of change if I want to be this way. Lil Bibby said, a wise man told him, but a wise man once said, if you want something you never had, you gotta do something you never done. You know what I'm saying? So
I think about that there every day.
all the time, bro. It's decision based. It's the power of now. When you look at it, when you maneuvering through life with the power of now concept, every decision matters. And this is all go back, like I said, a lot of things in my life personally that I can go back on and that I know that I've always been there. I've always had this sense of when I turned 18, bro, I was like, damn, every decision I make from now on matters. Like matters. You know what I'm saying?
I'm grown now.
Matters. Because at that point, any decision I make can lead me somewhere I don't want to be. Whether it's financially, mentally, emotionally, physically. Nigga, I ain't trying to be in jail. I don't got to be in jail to know what jail like. I mean, I don't want to be there. So I had to start curating my actions and my thoughts to where as though I need to be certain places.
Right.
You know, but that all go along how this A2B shit is rolling because it's a hill. And when I say a hill, it's a continuous system of a hill. So like a hill go this way. People think of a hill, you go up and come down once. But my hill is, we engineers. Everything is.
And one thing about that hill too is exponential. Yeah, it's gonna go up and down, but this is why I stress people about the stock market. Over time, it will always go up though. You could be going up and down, but watch me, like it's going up and down, but up though. Like, you feel me? Like you always want to keep things exponential. Like that's a great. I'm glad you brought that up. That's a great point.
Because think about the hill, and now I think when I say things and when I think about things, I always think about them in images and analogies. I think about a hill, right, or a consistent hill. It's momentum based. So we going down a hill. We build momentum to go back up.
Right.
So
right.
However long we sit in that little depth of that curve at the bottom determines how fast we go back up the hill. Got
to destroy before you elevate.
And like you said, exponentially, the hill can be maybe this high this time. Maybe it'll be this high. Maybe it'll be this low. You know what I'm saying? It's all about how you vision it, I believe.
All in all, y'all just any business, anything y'all working on, if y'all believe in it, just keep at it, because the hard times won't be the hard times forever. Like hard times, to bro point, they just gonna fuel us. They're gonna put that battery in, a new battery in our back. You may not know it's coming, but if you just give up, you never know. What's the saying? I heard this not too. Bro said, you can't even know if it's for you if you haven't even failed at it. Because once you fail and then you feel like you want to come back, I mean, don't be afraid of failure. Like, failure is the best thing for you, and loss ain't a loss, is a lesson. So
rather like the pain of discipline is lesser than the pain of regret. So you can't get results from something you're not doing. You feel me? Like, literally, bro.
That's facts.
You can't get scared of this shit, bro.
Not at all.
It's like simple almost. And when you realize who you are and what you are genetically, you know what I'm saying? Or if you want to put it on a macro base as a human, period, you have the ability to not only create your life, but recreate your life. Them hills we talk about, nigga, you can be up one day, you can be down one day. But as long as you keep moving, bro,
you'll be good.
You'll be good. You know what I'm saying? Sooner or later. They say the man that loves walking will walk farther than the man looking for where he's going. You know what I'm saying? Just keep walking. Keep hustling on purpose. You're going to get rich on accident.
Right.
Simple, bro.
Boy, got them. Got that.
I'm trying. It's coming together, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Boy, got them gems. That's what I'm talking about. Nah, that's facts, man.
You know, we getting money on the bars and on the weight tip. We out there working out.
Oh yeah, that's regular.
That's,
Yo, speaking of that, I remember you bought the resistance bands to Atlanta, right? And when you had handed them to me, I'm thinking they was gonna be like the real long ones. Yeah,
to stretch.
Huh?
Like the long ones to stretch.
I know, to get some reps in. I'm thinking I seen somebody put the real long resistance band under his feet and he started doing curls. But you had like a shorter one. And I'm like, fuck you doing with this? Like he wasting
my time.
Wasting my time with these little I literally put this shit back on the table and went and did something else. Like I'm cool out working out. But Shorty had the same resistance bands in her crib, right? That's how I was just at. So I wake up. She went to go make a move. I'm chilling in her room. I picked the resistance band up. I start getting busy, bro. I start getting busy. I'm pulling. I'm like, yo, I see why, cuz I'm getting a 10. My shit, I feel like I'm bench pressing with the plates on. Like, I'm doing it behind the head, getting my shoulders right. I'm like, okay, I see why he's fucking with the
everything
band.
like that, bro.
I got the bands in the room now.
And it's more than just the bands. You feel me? It's a standpoint of knowing you can be greater with less. Less is more.
Your health plays a part too.
Health definitely plays a part.
We'll do something about your health, man.
To being conducive, you feel me? But for sure, bro. Like you don't need a lot. Like I said, remember a long time ago, I called us minimalists.
I think about that all the time with everything I do.
You can survive in the jungle and come out with a fur pelt. And you know you a beast. Most niggas want to claim, or most people. I mean, this might be a clip. Most people want to claim to be beast till it's time to do what beast do. You want to claim you're a beast, but you don't know how the jungle work. You think that this shit come fly by night. No, this shit is programmed to last.
That's a fact. Everybody got money till the time to spend it.
You know what I'm saying? And you gotta spend money to make money.
Word.
I'm learning that too. I used to be real frugal.
Nah, yeah, I used to be a little too. Well, I don't like using the word frugal there. I just used to be
stingy, crabby.
Yeah, stingy. There we go. Just didn't want to spend it, but
selective.
Very too selective. Like, but sometimes you gotta put that money out there, and you may not see it come back. You gotta be fine with that, but you just gotta know that you know what I mean, made that financial move, because you would have never knew.
Exactly, and that brings me to a point where I just want to add something. Then this concept of the AAA concept, where you bring, and this can kind of be used in any aspect, or like you just said, that's why it came to my mind. The 3A concept is simply awareness, and then accountability, and then action. So when you bring the awareness, you're kind of spotlighting and highlighting it. You're looking at it. You're seeing it. You're seeing what it is, non-judgmentally, because it might be some bad shit. You might, all right, I want to get my credit right, or I want to get my bread right. You go look at where all your bread going. That shit going to weed. That shit going to VC. That shit going to eating out every day. You feel me?
Is crazy.
So you be like, damn, you might not want to see that, but you gotta be non-judgmental, aware of what that is.
100%.
And then at that point, you gotta take accountability, because once you take accountability, you give yourself self-compassion and the acceptance to be better. Because if you neglect it, the accountability will never fulfill you to go to the next step of actually taking action.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then once you get to the action part, it's kind of the ball is rolling.
Right.
When you got the ball rolling, like, all right, now you start doing every decision.
All of them are relevant.
They are relevant at the point. And then you can look back, like I said, damn, all right, I did that. So you add a little pebble of discipline to your shit, because you ain't regretting some old shit you did no more.
Right.
You got $1,000+ more this month. You go look at your statement. Damn, I cut back on that this month. Damn, I cut back on that. You feel me? So that's all.
Not even just money. He used the money aspect. That go with, like I said, the food.
Everything.
That go with what you watch. Like, it go with what you may be reading.
What you
like,
tolerate emotionally.
What you the people you're around. Like, everything. You know what I mean? Just double check that.
For sure.
But we winding down with the time.
That shit ticking like a finals.
I feel like it's punching me. Like,
yeah, bang.
But we definitely gonna have a part 2. Like, I just realized we can have hella parts about A2B.
Cause it's so
it might
deep.
just be A2B might just end up be a segment, like a tap-in segment for long-term talks. I'm like, just like how I got the engineer John. Like, cause we can.
I feel like you could cut. I feel like if you sit down and really, cause there's a lot of things we talk about that you like, oh, I forgot we did that. If you be like, all right,
that's the episode.
Boom. No, and then structure it like, all right, we could talk about credit this time. We can talk
Oh,
about
copy.
customers.
Yeah, I definitely came here freelance on purpose though, but
facts.
it definitely was freelance for
Facts.
sure. Because the last joint, I had my iPad, I had hitting points, but
type of thing.
But words, yeah. To wrap this up though, wrap just this episode up. This is episode 8, long term talks with my boy Shay, A2B Car Services. He will be back. Y'all know I will be back, and I appreciate y'all tapping in. Until next time.
Till next time.